Today, we're diving into one of the most surprising geopolitical developments in Northern Europe, Denmark's secret Baltic strategy that has finally come to light. For years, analysts suspected something big was happening behind the scenes, but recent actions, military upgrades, and diplomatic positioning have revealed a much larger and more ambitious plan than anyone expected. This strategy isn't just about Denmark protecting itself. It's about reshaping the entire balance of power in the Baltic Sea region, strengthening NATO's northern flank, and limiting the influence of any rival forces that attempt to challenge freedom of movement, maritime security, and regional stability. In this video, we're going to break down everything: what Denmark has been working on, why it matters, and how it will change the future of the Baltic forever. For decades, Denmark has been seen as a small but stable Nordic country with a modest defense budget and a reputation built on diplomacy. But beneath that calm exterior, Denmark has been making strategic moves designed to secure one of the most important maritime chokepoints in Europe, the Danish Straits. These straits control access between the Baltic Sea and the North Sea, making them essential for trade, energy routes, and naval operations. Whoever influences these waters influences the entire region. Denmark has always understood this, but now it's acting on that understanding with unprecedented speed and determination. The first major part of Denmark's strategy is the modernization and expansion of its military infrastructure. Copenhagen has launched a massive upgrade program that includes new surveillance systems, long-range sensors, coastal defenses, and naval enhancements. Denmark is positioning itself as the Baltic's early warning guardian. With cutting-edge radar systems placed strategically across its islands, Denmark can now monitor movements across the Baltic Sea with astonishing precision. This isn't just routine modernization. It's a deliberate attempt to build the most advanced surveillance network in Northern Europe. Another major component is Denmark's renewed investment in naval power. While Denmark traditionally focused on smaller vessels and patrol crafts, the new strategy shifts toward building a more capable navy designed for multi-role operations, anti-submarine warfare, and rapid response. The Baltic Sea is one of the most submarine-dense regions in the world, and Denmark is preparing for exactly that. New frigates with modern sensors, upgraded weapons systems, and improved anti-submarine capabilities indicate a clear message. Denmark is ready to counter any underwater threats and protect key maritime routes. What really surprised experts, however, is Denmark's plan to strengthen its presence in the Arctic and integrate that strategy with Baltic security. Greenland, which remains part of the Kingdom of Denmark, plays a crucial role in Arctic geopolitics. As melting ice opens new sea routes and increases strategic competition, Denmark is positioning itself as a bridge between Arctic and Baltic defense. Instead of treating them as two separate regions, Denmark's new strategy views them as interconnected zones of influence. This allows Denmark to coordinate surveillance, radar coverage, maritime patrols, and joint operations across a massive territory stretching from the Arctic Circle down to the Danish Straits. Diplomatically, Denmark has been one of the strongest voices supporting Sweden and Finland joining NATO. This wasn't just about Nordic unity. It was part of a bigger strategic vision. With both countries now in the alliance, the Baltic Sea has effectively become a NATO-controlled lake. This dramatically changes the military map of Northern Europe. Denmark recognized early that a united Nordic front would be the key to containing risks and expanding deterrence. By pushing for this outcome, Denmark has strengthened its own security and its influence within the alliance. Another key piece of Denmark's secret strategy is its deepening military partnership with the United States. Denmark has signed new defense cooperation agreements, allowing U.S. forces to access Danish bases and operate more freely in the region. This goes far beyond symbolic cooperation. It ensures that if any regional tensions escalate, Denmark will not be standing alone. The presence of Allied forces acts as a powerful deterrent and greatly increases Denmark's strategic leverage in NATO discussions. In many ways, Denmark is becoming the southern anchor of the Nordic defense network. One of the most fascinating parts of this strategy is Denmark's focus on maritime chokepoint control. The Danish Straits, particularly the Øresund, Great Belt, and Little Belt, are among the most strategically important waterways in Europe. They're narrow, busy, and essential for any naval movement between the Baltic Sea and the open ocean. Denmark has been quietly enhancing its ability to monitor and regulate these straits with advanced traffic management systems, underwater sensors, and rapid response units. This gives Denmark extraordinary influence over a region that many countries depend on for commercial and military purposes. Energy security is also at the heart of Denmark's Baltic strategy. With the vulnerability of pipelines and undersea cables becoming a major global concern, Denmark has taken the lead in developing infrastructure protection protocols. The Baltic Sea is filled with essential energy links, and Denmark has been working with partners to create new systems capable of detecting tampering, sabotage, or unusual movements along these networks. Denmark wants to ensure that no one can threaten Europe's energy supply through undersea attacks. This isn't just defense, it's economic stability. Denmark is also increasingly focusing on cyber defense. Modern warfare isn't limited to ships and submarines. It includes digital threats, hacking attempts, and electronic warfare. Denmark has built a world-class cybersecurity center that collaborates with NATO, private companies, and intelligence agencies. By strengthening digital defenses, Denmark is creating a protective shield over critical infrastructure. From ports and energy systems to defense networks and communication lines. This cyber strategy is a crucial part of the broader Baltic plan because digital vulnerabilities can be exploited just as easily as maritime ones. Another revealing clue to Denmark's strategy came from its accelerated defense spending. After years of keeping a modest budget, Denmark announced a dramatic increase, committing billions to military upgrades. This wasn't a decision made overnight. It was part of a long-term strategy to prepare for an era of heightened geopolitical competition. Denmark recognized that neutrality and minimal defense would no longer be enough in a world where regional tensions are rising. Instead, it chose to transform itself into a proactive and capable security actor. Denmark's focus on drones and aerial surveillance is another important aspect. The country is building a fleet of advanced drones able to monitor large areas of the Baltic Sea for suspicious activity. These drones can detect illegal maritime operations, track vessels, and even support search and rescue missions. With this technology, Denmark can maintain round-the-clock awareness of everything happening in the Baltic. It also reduces the workload on naval vessels, allowing them to focus on more critical tasks. A crucial yet often overlooked element is Denmark's investment in underwater drones and unmanned maritime systems. These platforms are perfect for monitoring pipelines, cables, and deep-sea movements. They can inspect, document, and patrol undersea infrastructure in ways that traditional ships simply cannot. With the Baltic Sea becoming an increasingly contested environment, underwater drones are invaluable. Denmark is quietly building one of the most advanced fleets of these systems in the region. One of the more subtle parts of Denmark's strategy involves intelligence cooperation. Denmark operates one of the most capable signals intelligence networks in Northern Europe, thanks to its geographic location and advanced listening stations. Denmark can intercept communications across the Baltic and monitor regional movements. By sharing this intelligence with partners, Denmark increases its geopolitical importance. Intelligence isn't just information, it's influence. Denmark's ability to provide early warnings and actionable data gives it a stronger voice in regional decision-making. The public often underestimates Denmark's strategic mindset because of its size, but Denmark's leaders have long understood that controlling strategic geography can outweigh numerical strength. The Danish Straits give Denmark a natural advantage that few other countries possess. With modern technology, alliances, and strategic positioning, Denmark is turning that geographic advantage into real geopolitical power. Part of the newly revealed strategy is Denmark's commitment to joint exercises with Sweden, Finland, Norway, Poland, Germany, and the United States. These exercises are not routine. They simulate scenarios involving submarine detection, maritime interception, hybrid threats, and rapid reinforcement across the Baltic region. By participating in these drills, Denmark is ensuring that its forces can operate seamlessly with its allies. A united and well-coordinated Baltic security network acts as a powerful deterrent to any potential threat. Another unexpected component of the strategy is Denmark's increased role in European defense policymaking. Denmark lifted its 30-year EU defense opt-out, allowing it to join collective European defense projects. This was a major shift and a clear signal that Denmark wants a bigger role in shaping European security. Instead of being a passive participant, Denmark is becoming an active architect of continental defense strategies. One of the most long-term and ambitious parts of Denmark's strategy involves energy projects in the Baltic Sea. Denmark is leading the development of massive offshore wind farms that will serve as key sources of energy not only for Denmark but for many European countries. These energy islands and wind hubs will become critical infrastructure, increasing Denmark's economic and strategic importance. By controlling major renewable energy hubs in the Baltic, Denmark is shaping the region's future energy landscape. A major focus of Denmark's planning is protecting these offshore wind farms from sabotage or disruption. The structures are massive, isolated, and essential for Europe's energy transition. Denmark is working on new security systems, patrol routes, and monitoring networks specifically designed to guard these installations. This is an entirely new form of maritime security, blending environmental innovation with strategic defense. Denmark's Arctic-Baltic connection plays a bigger role than most realize. As Greenland becomes more important in global geopolitics, Denmark's influence grows. Radar stations, air defense cooperation, and surveillance networks in the Arctic enhance Denmark's ability to monitor northern movements and link them with Baltic operations. Denmark is turning its Arctic presence into a strategic advantage that complements its Baltic ambitions. Denmark's strategy is also shaped by lessons from recent global conflicts. Modern warfare is fast, unpredictable, and multi-dimensional. Denmark is preparing for scenarios that involve cyber attacks, misinformation campaigns, maritime sabotage, and rapid escalation. Instead of waiting to react, Denmark is positioning itself to respond instantly. These preparations are designed to keep Denmark and its allies ready for any scenario. The newly revealed strategy also emphasizes resilience. Denmark wants to ensure that even if an attack targets infrastructure or communication networks, the country can maintain essential functions. This includes backup systems, energy reserves, redundant communication lines, and diversified supply chains. A resilient nation can withstand pressure without collapsing, and Denmark is investing heavily in becoming exactly that. Another important element is Denmark's role as a logistics hub for NATO forces. Denmark's ports, airports, and transportation networks are essential for moving troops and equipment into the Baltic. Denmark has been modernizing its logistics infrastructure to support rapid deployment, making it a critical gateway for reinforcement during any crisis. This logistical role gives Denmark significant strategic weight within the alliance. The most striking part of Denmark's Baltic strategy is how quietly it has been implemented. Instead of announcing bold plans, Denmark moved gradually, signing agreements, upgrading facilities, expanding infrastructure, and improving defenses step by step. Only now, when everything is coming together, do analysts realize the scale of what Denmark has been building. This strategy is not just about military strength. It's about shaping the Baltic region's future. Denmark wants stability, predictability, and secure maritime routes. It wants strong alliances, protected infrastructure, and reliable energy networks. By taking on a leadership role in these areas, Denmark is ensuring that the Baltic remains a safe and prosperous region. So what does this mean for the future? It means Denmark will play a much larger role in regional and European security. It means the Baltic Sea will be better monitored, better protected, and less vulnerable to aggressive tactics. It means Denmark is stepping forward as a small country with big influence. And it means that the balance of power in Northern Europe is shifting in ways many never expected. In the years ahead, Denmark's strategy will continue to evolve. With new technologies, deeper alliances, and greater regional responsibilities, Denmark is now one of the key players shaping the future of the Baltic Sea. This once quiet Nordic country has emerged as a strategic powerhouse with a clear vision for regional stability. Thanks for watching, and if you found this deep dive helpful, make sure to stay tuned for more insights into global developments.